Bob Stephen, the novice genealogist here, and I'm with my Aunt Linda, and this is kind of a tender moment for her. This is her husband's gravesite. And I want to talk to you a little bit about Mark. Mark, and I'm not sure Linda knows this, but Mark was my icon in the church growing up. We're converts to the church, all of us, Linda and myself, and all of our family. Linda and I were actually baptized on the same day on November 7th, 1967. And in Cedar Falls, Iowa, Davenport, Iowa.
Davenport, right.
Davenport, Iowa. And Mark went to chiropractic school there. I think that's how they met, I'm not sure.
Yes.
And
No, we met at BYU.
At BYU, okay, but then made it back there. But because I was a convert and my parents went inactive immediately, when I went to go on my mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Mark was the worthy male member that took me through the Salt Lake Temple. And I remember that specifically. And he helped guide me through the ceremony, which is beautiful and wonderful and sometimes a little bit daunting for the first time because it's 2 hours of a lot of information. I love the temple. I've gone back, several hundreds of times, if not thousands, but Mark was the one that led me there. And Mark and I share an affinity of being able to look at truth and light in a different, not just a dogma way, but basically what is truth and light. So in other words, you can see a tube, and one person sees a circle, but if you turn on its side, you can see a rectangle. They're both true, but you see it differently, and he and I are always constantly talking about seeing things from multiple angles to make sure that we understand as much as we can before we judge the truth. But anyways, Mark was my landmark and my guide. And I'm not going to make Linda say anything, but if she wants to say anything to the YouTubers out there about her husband and how wonderful he was. I just want to say one thing. Mark passed away doing what he loved best. He was actually mountain biking in the mountains. Had a heart attack and fell over. And I couldn't think of a better way to go than to just do something you love and be very, very quick about it.
Thank you, Robert. That's so true. It was such a merciful thing for him because no one knew his heart was so sick. He would bike all these mountains in Utah. He'd go down to Lake Powell. He'd go up to Jackson Hole. He'd do the whole state, St. George. A bunch of his buddies, which I call my hero buddies, were with him, and he just rode with them 3 times a week regularly, and then on a lot of Saturdays and holidays they'd take a big trip, a 4 to 6 hour ride. And so on his gravestone, I was prompted to put a bike there in the mountains because he loved nature. We were always camping with our kids as we grew our family. And I have to tell you a sweet story about Mark. When we were picking out his headstone and trying to figure out what to do, I went in and told him what I would like. And I told them that I wanted these wild roses up in the corner because that was for me. But I didn't tell the people what that meant. What this meant was, my son was with me, and after we were leaving, I remember stopping at a red light, and all of a sudden Mark came to me. And the roses also remind Mark of the Wild Rose Trail, which was his favorite trail up in the hills above Bountiful City. And Mark came to me and said, "Linda, you are my favorite wild rose." And I knew that he was there with us when we did this. This is exactly what he wanted. He was so sensitive. He was my soulmate. I miss him dearly. But I know he's up there with our son, and he's with me whenever I need him. Anything else, Robert?
No, I think that's great. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. Again, Mark, a strong man.
Oh,
Strong man.
such a righteous, strong, kind, sweet man.
I'm going to tell a little joke about Mark.
Okay.
Because the Lorenz family, we're gregarious. I mean, we are just up and down Richter scale. Sometimes with Mark, you had to check if he had a pulse because he was just so even keel. But when he spoke, it was wise. All right.
Yeah.
Bob and Linda, the novice genealogist, signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.